China. City submerged in floods. 290,000 people urgently evacuated overnight. Dear viewers, in recent days in Wuhan, a sudden heavy rain unexpectedly poured down without warning. The prolonged torrential rain quickly plunged the entire city into severe flooding. Within just a few hours, bustling streets had turned into seas of water. This almost completely paralyzed urban life. Many vehicles were swept away, including cars being pushed by floodwaters like paper boats. To protect property and lives, residents hastily barricaded their homes, raised furniture, and blocked doors to prevent water from rushing in. However, the rain was so heavy that all efforts became difficult. The rain continued to fall relentlessly day and night. Rainwater seeped through roofs, spilled onto roads, and rose everywhere. Especially in low-lying areas, floodwaters quickly invaded homes, creeping through staircases and windows. Many buildings had to be urgently evacuated to ensure residents' safety. As soon as the situation became critical, the city's rescue forces were immediately mobilized. However, the number of distress calls surged beyond immediate processing capacity. In some places, water rose so high that only rooftops were visible above the water, and those rooftops became temporary shelters for the stranded. Additionally, the transportation of food and essential supplies was disrupted, leaving many residential areas in severe shortage. Subway and bus lines all suspended operations. Familiar main roads completely disappeared under the churning, muddy torrents. Dams and dikes around the city were closely monitored as the Yangtze River's water level continued to rise. The rain still didn't let up, each heavy drop falling as if nature was unleashing its fury. Many shops were destroyed, goods completely ruined, and damages kept increasing. Emergency shelters quickly ran out of space. Many families only managed to bring essential items and had no idea when they could return home. Local authorities immediately issued an emergency warning, while pledging support and urging residents to stay vigilant. According to meteorologists, this historic rainfall is a clear sign of abnormal climate changes and the increasing risk of flooding in major cities in the future. On the same day, May 24, 2025, from Guangxi to Guizhou, from Zhangjiajie to Wuhan, all endured nature's wrath. After Wuhan was submerged in floods, the natural disasters continued to pour down on southern provinces. Consecutive landslides occurred in Guangxi and Guizhou, sweeping away homes and burying lives. In Zhangjiajie, water rose up to 2 meters, forcing many to climb onto rooftops desperately calling for help. Early warning on May 23rd, a sudden flash flood swept down on Panzai village. Tufli Canyon, Longdang District, Guilin City, Guangxi. According to Chinese media, the incident resulted in 1 death, 7 missing and 3 injured. Many houses were completely destroyed. 1 person was pulled from the rubble but showed no signs of life. Residents recounted families being buried by earth and rocks just as they ran outside. In Hunan Province, from the evening of May 21st, many areas like Taoyuan County witnessed hours of continuous heavy rain. Rainwater flooded into homes, rising nearly 2 meters, causing many to panic and call for help. Roads collapsed, rivers swelled, and traffic was completely paralyzed. Currently, China's Emergency Management Ministry has raised the warning to national level. To respond to the geological disaster, on social media, people shared emotionally. Some said the prolonged drought hadn't ended when floods suddenly struck. Others could only exclaim that Guangxi is now both drought-stricken and submerged in water. On May 26, 2025, prolonged heavy rain caused a horrific landslide in Guangxi Province, China. Many roads were severely damaged, making it difficult for rescue forces to access the scene. In the same area, rocks from the mountain fell onto a fireworks warehouse at the foot of the mountain, causing the entire warehouse to explode. In Gansu Province, a crane under construction suddenly collapsed, killing at least 5 people, shocking Chinese public opinion. Around 8 a.m. on May 22nd, in Tanhua Village, Longdang District, Guilin City, Sichuan Province, a large section of the mountain suddenly collapsed, with rocks continuously tumbling down from it. A resident reported hearing a very loud noise at the exact moment the landslide occurred. The landslide area was near a tea plantation. According to initial investigations, a total of 19 people from 8 households were trapped. The rugged terrain posed numerous obstacles to rescue. By 9 p.m. the same day, 2 people were found but did not survive. The remaining 17 people were still buried, mostly elderly and children. A woman recounted that her brother had gone out to check the situation, but unfortunately was buried under mud, while her younger sister luckily escaped. A reporter at the scene stated that the entire mountainside behind was where the landslide occurred. From the high mountain peak, earth and rocks poured down and piled up in the valley. Images from drones showed the landslide stretched over 1 kilometer, was about 300 meters wide, and averaged an estimated 2,400,000 cubic meters of earth and rock had it. According to experts, this is one of the rare landslides in terms of scale and severity. Also in Guangxi province, early in the morning on May 25th, a fireworks warehouse in Farmland district, Hezhou City, suddenly exploded. The cause was believed to be rocks falling from the mountain, creating sparks that led to the fire. The warehouse at the foot of the mountain was completely engulfed in flames after the explosion, with the sound echoing throughout. A resident recounted being awakened by a loud explosion. Upon going outside, they saw flames rising from the fireworks warehouse. Authorities confirmed no casualties in this incident. However, 2 warehouses with a total area of over 1,000 square meters were completely burned down. The fireworks in the warehouse were wholesale inventory, not produced by the company itself. In another development in Gansu province, on the afternoon of May 25th, a tower crane under construction at a high-rise building in Zhangyi district suddenly collapsed. According to official media, 3 people died. However, netizens reported seeing banners announcing up to 5 deaths. A video captured the moment 2 young men sitting suddenly saw the crane fall from the top of the building to the ground. That moment sent chills down many people's spines. According to authorities, a crane malfunction caused part of the equipment to fall, damaging the safety net and causing serious consequences. The incident is under investigation. Many online comments expressed outrage, with some questioning the current construction speed. 6 floors in 1 month, 7 floors in some places, but is the quality guaranteed? And if so, who would dare to live in those buildings when completed? Sichuan, China, May 23, 2025. A sea of fire engulfed Hebin City, Sichuan province. For a full day and night, flames raged fiercely in a textile factory. Many local residents indicated the cause stemmed from workers being owed wages for several consecutive months. The 27-year-old youth was arrested, believed to be a representative of the group of workers owed wages, who had a dispute with the factory manager and then set fire using gasoline. The fire spread quickly due to large amounts of cotton materials stored in the factory. Although many firefighting teams responded, the scene was complex and hard to access. Until that night, smoke still rose from the fire area, with local authorities confirming no human casualties. However, the incident ignited a wave of anger among worker communities in many other provinces across China. In Nanning City, Guangxi province, 32 construction workers set up tents to eat and sleep in front of their company since May 16. They said the Guangxi Construction Company had owed them wages for a long time. These individuals declared they were mentally prepared for a long struggle. Also in May, a construction site in Hebei belonging to the China Construction Engineering Group became the focus of a large-scale protest. Workers held banners protesting unpaid wages since the Lunar New Year. One of them angrily shared that the work was hard but they hadn't received their pay. With a seriously ill family member and no money for treatment, at the Yongxi Expressway project in Guangdong, undertaken by the China Railway Bureau, workers gathered in front of the management office to demand their wages. They lived in cramped rented houses. Some had to leave their homes due to inability to pay rent. The company did not provide any specific timeline for wage payment. Not only the construction industry, but the education sector is also facing difficulties. In Zhaozhuang City, Shandong Province, many contract teachers said they had been owed wages for 6 months, with a monthly income of just over 3,000 yuan. During that time, they had to rely on borrowed money to live. In Shaanxi, a teacher posted on social media that the school demanded the return of the year-end bonus from 2021 and collected additional after-school service fees. This caused much discontent among the teaching staff. On May 16th, at the mixed shopping center in Suining, Sichuan province, an unusual scene caught the attention of passers-by. A group of security guards held banners right in front of the shopping center entrance to demand. The incident occurred after the person responsible for paying them suddenly disappeared without a trace. Just 1 day later, on May 17th, workers at Yuga East Red in Dongyang City Zhejiang province went on strike for 2 consecutive days. They too were for the familiar reason, unpaid wages. On the same day, dozens of workers who had worked for the Longday Group in Keitei City, Heilongjiang province, went to the city government headquarters. They protested not receiving basic benefits, health insurance, and social security for the past 3 months. From May 19 to 20, workers at the Qian Lima factory in Haimen City, Jiangsu province, went to the factory and the boss's private residence twice to demand wage payment. However, those efforts still yielded no results. Not only factories, but even the healthcare system is showing many shortcomings. A nurse working at Gong Hospital in Gansu province shared online that her monthly salary was only about 1,300 yuan. Worse, performance bonuses had been owed for 4 months, leaving her life in hardship. In Shaanxi province, a female sanitation worker couldn't hold back tears. She said she started work at 5 a.m. every day, working over 10 hours, and was only paid 1,400 yuan per month. But the bitterest part was that even that small amount hadn't been seen. A retired teacher at Guizhou University, Mr. Yang, said the local government's large debt, combined with tightening policies from the central government, had plunged grassroots finances into crisis. According to him, the hardest hit are contract workers and frontline laborers. Previously, people were accustomed to images of migrant workers demanding wages. But now even teachers, doctors, and sanitation workers are in similar situations. This shows that the stability the Chinese government once prided itself on is beginning to show cracks. They are the most vulnerable in society. When they speak up, they're not heard, but instead seen as troublemakers. But what they truly desire is just to live a normal life. There have been places where people were so enraged they've analyzed factories due to long unpaid. This story is no longer isolated, but is becoming an alarm bell for a reality quietly spreading. Dear viewers and friends, amidst heartbreaking images from floods, landslides, to desperate cries for help, what haunts us most is perhaps not just natural disasters, but also the fate of the humble people silently struggling against them. What is happening is not just a series of isolated accidents, but also a wake-up call in a society burdened with too many instabilities, both from nature and human hearts. And perhaps the most humane lesson we can draw from it all is understanding, compassion, and the urge to take action, so that no one is left behind, whether in floods, landslides, or in the darkness of unjust silence. If you find stories like these valuable, please click the subscribe button to the mystery_core channel to give us more motivation to continue bringing authentic. Thank you for watching until the very end, wishing everyone peace, health, and see you in the next videos.